something like that.
I have 2 ways. Normally, because I technically work 24/7. I just don't do anything else, right? So I wake up. I have literally my wireless keyboard next to me on my bed. I wake up. I use my wireless keyboard to attack my TV right across from my bed. Type in teamliquid.net, get on my streams. Or if I'm up and on my PC, I have my little baby laptop Silver next to me. Yeah. It's got a name, Silver. And it's cute, man.
It is a cute little thing. I'm looking at it.
Yeah. And I watch it on here whilst playing StarCraft. So
yeah.
Although that can be sometimes kind of tricky.
That is tricky. I do a lot of times when I'm watching a stream, I have it on my other monitor. Yeah. I have the stream going. Yeah. But I have it muted and I'm playing StarCraft all the time.
I see. All right, guys. So, yeah, send us your pictures. Let's get into this game, as we do have VortiX, the winner of our previous game, going to be spawning up in the top right-hand corner here as our Red Zerg. And spawning down to the bottom left-hand corner. An Aussie sensation, I would say, at this tournament thus far. And he goes by the name of Frey Ninja, spawning as our Blue Zerg.
All right. Here we go. We actually have Ninja with the pool first, VortiX as well. So, mirrored builds, basically. And we're just going to have to wait and see. Got to watch that production tab. A lot of ZVZs do go this way, where you're like, all right, well, when are you guys going to deviate? Because you're both probably just going to get your expands, then get your gas, get some queens out, a few lings, try to scout, Baneling Nest. One of you will get a spine crawler, the other won't, and then we get to see what's going on.
Yeah. I mean, there are some timings where you can just kind of sit at some drones and accumulate a ton of Zerglings and push across with, a few lava injects, and then your opponent has nothing really to deal with that unless he gets really good Baneling connections. There's some Baneling Ling all-ins, but for the most part, actually, they're becoming a lot less common now. Yeah. It really is about that mid-game focus, having that stability to go into those kinds of plays, and we're even seeing a lot of late-game focus now in ZVZ. Yeah. ZVZ... A lot of people have stigma about these mirror matchups, but ZVZ is so evolved, and rightly so, since it's Zerg versus Zerg.
Yeah. I have to agree with you. I actually love ZVZ, and I love PvP. I do love those two mirrors. TVT I'd love if everyone would go mech, but they don't, so I just like it a lot. I don't love it. I'm not that deeply involved with it.
I'm a mech man too, man.
Yeah,
so love
that's why you're so smart and handsome.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah. All right, so let's see what we're going on. You want me to pay you the compliment back? You're pretty smart and handsome as well. You're like...
Oh, I already knew that, Claire.
It was that mirror trip to the bathroom, right? Yes. You're straightening your tie.
I just looked at myself in the mirror and said, you can outdo Claris. Go.
The rivalry begin. No, I jest. As for now, we have what is going on? Plenty of queens on the way. Not too much in terms of deviation with units.
Yeah, but Ninja has gotten his quick speed out.
That's
whereas
true.
We have no gas yet for VortiX. So VortiX is going a lot more mineral heavy. You can see it in the fact that he has his drones popping out a little bit more as well, even getting up to that third queen pretty quickly, and a spine. So it looks like he's actually going to stay pretty mineral heavy because, when you get a spine at this point, that's kind of the way it goes.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, he's grabbing the 2 gases, but he's just going to try and catch up a little bit in terms of that tech. Again, that speed window is brutal. It can be brutal if your opponent wants to take advantage of it. Most of the time you will see just taking advantage of it via scouting with those 2 initial Zerglings, actually running in and having a little bit of a look-see as to what is actually occurring. But a few times you can see massive amounts of Zerglings being produced, and speed against no speed is something that is so difficult to deal with.
Well, look at this. VortiX is throwing down his Roach Warrant. So, sometimes when you go mineral heavy, there are Roach timing attacks that we see from time to time. But you think that's what we're going to see here? It could be. But
how many drones is he on? 35, and he's got 2 more on the way.
Well, he sees the third base going up for Ninja. This actually wouldn't be a terrible choice, especially with how Ninja's lacked slightly in scouting.
Look how many Overlords he has coming out right now. He has 3 on the way. He had 3. Well, he had coming out before. So maybe he's trying to free up some supply here to try and go for some kind of Roach.
I think we're going to see a little Roach boost and then Speedlings behind. He's going to try to overwhelm Ninja before anything like Infestors come out. And well, for sure, Ninja won't hold the third base if he goes for this. The third base, 100% gone. And he's actually taking his third. So we'll see if this is... I think he's going to attack while doing this. I'm pretty sure he's going to go across the map.
Yeah, it's like how VortiX played during IEM Cologne versus Terrans is now sort of translating into this matchup right now. He's swinging into some aggression whilst going still economically behind it and trying to exploit his opponent for taking what I would consider to be a little bit of a quick third against what we're seeing from VortiX right now.
Yeah, it is. But, you know, he doesn't really know that this is what's going on. That VortiX decided to stay really mineral heavy, get his speed late, but then do a nice timing attack with roaches. And as this comes out, this is going to make Ninja's heart sink a little bit because Ninja's way down in units right now, man. He's got 8 lings against the 12 roaches with 28 lings on the way. So
that's so many lings.
Yeah, Ninja has to actually just go into his natural and accept that his third base is gone. And in fact, VortiX might just go for the natural because he realizes he has a pretty big unit lead.
Wow, yeah, he really does. And there's only one spine out right now. Wait a minute. That is a huge lead here, especially if all those Zerglings actually get across here as well. He's pulling all of the drones. Ninja knows he's in trouble as the links pile in as well for both players. But there's so much tanking potential here for VortiX. He's actually going to get a few of these roaches cleaned up, but he lost quite a lot of drones, 7 in total during all of this.
Yeah, and look at this. Just a ton of damage being dealt, and these speedlings surrounding so well. VortiX doing a good job. Can Ninja actually stem the tides?
I don't think he can right now. I mean, these roaches are still pushing up. He's technically down in supply, but the Zerglings, whilst the roaches hold the ramp, the Zerglings are trying to do a little bit more damage in the mineral line of his opponent as well here. Behind this VortiX, grabbing himself a layer, he realizes he can't actually go without that for a prolonged period of time. Otherwise, Ninja, even if he stabilizes off this, could get a little bit of a tech advantage and try and punish him that way, but it's not going to happen right now. Roaches just still tearing up a load of those Zerglings.
Yeah, and it looks like he will finally get rid of these roaches in his main base, but VortiX has done his damage.
Yeah.
You know, right now he's got an 8-drone lead, which is pretty nice. Similar amounts of roaches, but he killed off some queens and whatnot. So, I mean, this was pretty good for VortiX overall, but he didn't kill that third base, which is, you know, I felt like, well, you're taking your third, why not just go kill his third?
Yeah.
Maybe poke the front, then retreat. You know, I feel like that may have been a little bit better for him, but, you know, he does have a lead now, at least.
Yeah, and a similar dynamic to what we were seeing versus Lucifron versus Sting, with just, you know, again, capturing and denials of thirds. Lucifron was doing a pretty good job with that for a while, and then it kind of swung back. Now we're seeing VortiX and Ninja here. I mean, this dynamic has been tried, true, and tested for the longest time in ZVZ. It's always revolved around the thirds being denied and being taken, and I sincerely hope this series goes on quite long until we see some Mutalist play, because Mutalist play in terms of map control and denying thirds and gaining thirds is actually so cool to watch.
Indeed it is. Well, we have VortiX moving out once again. He has some speedlings trying to hold back these roaches, just trying to slow them down so that his roaches can kill them off. And, you know, Ninja, he doesn't have a whole lot going on right now. You know, he does have that +2 attack on the way, which is nice. But, you know, what else does he really have here? They're both at 50 drones, but he's got way less roaches, and VortiX may be able to just kill this hatch off.
Yeah, he could indeed snipe it. He's going to go for a little bit of damage here, but he can still engage the roaches head up. The drones have to come off the line once again here. Ninja, at every single turn, is just barely on the cusp of taking the loss, as he has to sacrifice so much of his economy to try and deal with all of this aggression. And right now, VortiX 40 supply up here and is barreling down on this location with even more roaches.
Yeah, and, well, you know, Ninja once again might end up cleaning this up and not losing the hatchery, as he is so close to his rally points, but he's lost way too many drones here. Every drone his third is dead, and, I mean, how do you come back against just someone that is beating you down in every way?
I don't know. I mean, VortiX is one of these players that has taken ZVZ series off people like Stefano and all of those other very, very strong Zergs. I mean, yeah, ZVZ isn't necessarily considered Stefano's strongest matchup, but he still has like a 60+ win percent ratio in it, so he's still very, very deadly. And right now, Ninja, it feels slightly as if he's being outclassed here, but he's still putting up a good fight, and he still knows that when these engagements come, he has to do something about them, and that's, in essence, where we're seeing all those drone pulls come from.
Yeah. Well, Ninja attacking for it, I think he realizes, you know, I've been looking at his body language on camera. I think he realizes that this is becoming almost hopeless. So he's just prodding around, seeing if he can find any way to regain what he's lost by damaging his opponent. But VortiX is sealed up pretty tight. So, you know, VortiX is getting his infestation pit, same, even a little bit quicker than Ninja. So
yeah.
The more I look at this, the more it seems a little bit hopeless. It's hard to come back in ZVZ when you're both going the same unit composition like this.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, VortiX, yes, he had his layer later, but because of all the aggression that VortiX has been putting on early on, Ninja has not had the gas to be able to grab that infestation. But if he'd have maybe been able to somehow eke out a little bit earlier than his opponent and try and get some money fungals to bring him back and kill off some of the roaches, could have made maybe the tide turn. But for now, VortiX still is pushing in here and is looking to finish it.
Yeah, and this is a lot of roaches. I think it may end up working. This is getting really out of control for Ninja, and even the drone pull will not help this time. And I think we'll be seeing GG in a second here, really.
Just too many roaches. Indeed, VortiX now even claiming a fourth behind this with more infestors in production, +2 finishing up in a second. Ninja going for that burrow, the last bastion of hope for him, hoping that maybe he can try and kill off some overseers maybe here and there. But right now, VortiX killing off that expansion, retreating and leaving him to a slow and painful death.
Yeah, VortiX just right-clicking on that and waiting till it was dead to leave. Ninja, I mean, since he still has an army, I guess he's going to try to fight this one out. But we're about to have a bunch of infestors out for VortiX. None of these attacks are going to do anything. And he's going to find that out in just a second. Yeah, he sees it. He sees that there is, in fact, infestors out.
He sees.
Goodbye to this army.
Yeah, Fungals locking it down. Roach is on the way, killing the rest off. The only thing that will be left, potentially, if not enough Fungals hit it, is that Overseer. Plus that poor Overseer. GG, guys. Woo! So, VortiX taking a swift, well, actually I wouldn't say a swift, a conclusive 2-0 here against Ninja. Ninja's putting up a good fight, but VortiX is stepping up his game a lot. As I said before, even one of my heart answer and my brain answer for the longest time said VortiX is a really strong contender here.